Her fingers trembled outside the car window as she adjusted her bra strap, unaware of the cold eyes watching her every move. Not of a stranger, but of the CEO whose life she once saved without him even knowing. She didn't notice the luxury sedan pulled up behind her. Didn't see the sharp-jawed man in the back seat, his eyes narrowing with recognition. All she felt was the burning embarrassment of a broken bra strap as she leaned halfway out her dusty car window and tried to fix it in the cold morning light. Passers-by stared. A few whispered. None offered help. A small act of desperation, born from poverty, was now turning her into a public spectacle. Her name was Maria Alvarez, a former combat nurse whose hands had once stopped bleeding on distant battlefields. She wore fatigue-worn jeans and a faded jacket, her once bright hair pulled into a hurried knot. Her wrist still carried the tan line of a medic's watch she no longer owned. Every scar on her skin whispered of sacrifices made far from home, where she saved men in uniforms with nothing more than grit, gauze, and pure heart. 3 years earlier, in a bombed-out compound overseas, Maria dragged a dying captain through shards of glass and fire while shells rained from the sky. She pressed her bare palms into his open chest wound, praying, fighting, refusing to let him die. When the chopper finally lifted off, she collapsed beside his stretcher from smoke and exhaustion. She never saw him again. She never asked for thanks. Silent sacrifice is still sacrifice, she once told herself as she packed away her uniform for the last time. Now life had become heavier. She worked 2 jobs, slept in her car when rent slipped beyond reach. The broken bra strap was just another humiliation in a string of silent defeats. Yet, even now, her posture remained upright. Her eyes stayed gentle. There was a kind of unbreakable honor in her bones. Inside the polished black sedan behind her, CEO Franklin Royce watched with barely contained surprise. His driver had paused at the traffic light, giving him a clear view through the windshield. Recognition struck him like lightning. That face, that presence. Memories flooded back of waking in a hospital bed, alive only because someone had refused to let go of him under gunfire. He had searched for her for years, wanting to thank the medic who saved his life. Yet she vanished from military records like a ghost. Now she stood outside a rusty hatchback, adjusting her torn undergarment with shaky dignity, while strangers laughed behind their phones. A group of teenagers snickered loudly. One lifted a phone to record. Another shouted a crude comment. Maria didn't lash out. She gently fixed her clothing, then closed her window without a word. Her silence struck harder than any retort. Franklin Royce's door opened. He stepped onto the street, powerful, immaculately dressed, yet humbled by the sight before him. Without a speech or announcement, he removed his suit jacket and draped it gently over her driver's side window. When Maria slowly rolled the glass down, shocked and confused, he met her eyes with quiet recognition. "The world lost count of your sacrifices," he said softly. "But I kept mine." Pedestrians began to slow. The teenagers lowered their phones. A hush spread through the street like a reverent wave. Franklin turned toward his chauffeur and spoke just one order, his voice steady. "Prepare a place of honor. She comes with us." Wordlessly, Maria exited her battered car. For the first time in a long time, someone opened a door for her rather than against her. As she stepped into the waiting sedan, strangers along the sidewalk removed their hats, placed hands over hearts, or bowed their heads in silent respect. The laughter was gone, replaced by something sacred. Her old car remained behind like a discarded shell. As the sedan pulled away, Maria finally breathed. Deeply, freely. Her life of invisible burdens was cracking open toward unexpected dignity. True strength, she thought, is quiet until the world is ready to listen. So many silent heroes walk among us, wounded not by pride, but by forgetfulness. Have you ever met someone whose strength was quiet, but unbreakable? Tell us where you're watching from, share your thoughts on Maria's story, and subscribe for more true inspired tales that honor the unseen battles of ordinary heroes.